hopefully no one drops. And I'm gonna go straight to a min-me because he was talking about stealing a ball. Well, or getting his ball stolen, rather. Oh, this is so unfortunate for him. So Philip HJS already stealing a ball from his opponent, a min-me. And he's gonna get that back to his TC nice and safely. Where are his own ball? He's got one towards the side, and it looks like a min-me also stealing a ball in that case, was he? Or is there some kind of ball that I'm missing from him? Apologies for the blurring while I try and look for his ball because I'm really not seeing it. One ball for a min-me. And okay, so yeah, he must have stolen a boar as well. So basically, a min-me and Philip HJS trading boar there, one each. So they'll end up with 2 boar each after a lot of micro. And not the best position under the TC, but he'll be happy with getting a boar back anyway. Great musical track. Well, I paused it, since we're into the game now, and please not another drop. It's another pause at just under 5 minutes, so either we're gonna have another drop here, which would not be great at all, or it's just a pause and lag, hopefully. Nope, just a pause and lag, perfect. Yep, perfect, perfect. I don't want to jinx it, I'm kind of scared now. Scarred for life, indeed. Reminds me of when I used to spend 5 hours or 6 hours streaming these sorts of games because there'd be drops and 1 hour in-game would take 2 hours in real life and things like that. Alright, second ball being brought in now by Miss Feel, so he'll be happy with that. Everything going pretty well for him. Mongol player, so he's going to bring that ball in a little earlier, and you can see this pretty much across the board. So both the Mongol players bringing in their ball a little bit earlier than their counterparts. And it looks like Chill gonna be a good pocket, a nice pocket, and push Deer in towards the town center for his flank Miss Feel here. I'm sorry for having a kid voice. It just happens, you know. Not something that I can change, unfortunately. So what can we expect to see in this game? Well, with the Mongol flank up towards the north here for the Chinese team, BoBo, we're gonna have most likely, I'm hoping for scouts, but it's looking like it's going to be a drush, which is a little weird. Usually you see Mongol players going for that early feudal age into... early feudal age into early scouts, but it seems like someone's lagging. They're asking who. And on the other side of the map for the Black Forest team, Philip HJS should be drushing as the Mayan player. Oh my god, it must be lagging pretty badly. Those villagers just pausing for a really extended period of time there under the town center. And that means that in min-me will either have to wall off or nope, he's going for a defensive drush himself. So we'll have to see how that goes for him. El Quark now clicking up to feudal age really early as the pocket, so he's going to be going for pocket scouts. Let's say it should work quite well, especially with the other pocket for Team BoBo being Mayans, so they're going to be a little bit slower. He'll want to get that castle up. Scouts can do a lot of damage if Chill doesn't wall up quickly, but Chill is a player who is known for walling, so he's got to be careful of that, be a bit more aware. And it does look like Miss Feel having all those extra deer is going to have a really, really nice time. Hearing something get attacked. Alright, so yes, it's the drush from J Squared heading across the map, and Miss Feel just tracking that drush with his scout, keeping an eye on it. His pockets Eagle Warrior is already there waiting to help out, has been there for a while, helping him push resources in, and now they're going to camp to the top of the hill. But his opponent J Squared in purple also heading towards the top of the hill right now, and let's see how this goes. The Eagle Warrior running away, will he get his flank, the hill bonus, hill advantage here? I think he might. They should be able to win this fight either way with 2 scouts there, rather than having just the one, which is what Black Forest J Squared has here. I'm not sure where his pocket scout is coming in. But an Eagle Warrior is stronger in Dark Age than a scout anyway, so he should win this. Bit of decent micro there. Yeah, definitely a win for Team BoBo down towards, towards the north rather. and should be able to chase that scout down maybe and kill that off as well, but the Eagle Warrior from Chew is going to get chased down by the scout of Quark. On the other side of the map, it seems like... what happened to the Drush? Well, Philip HJS losing his first scout. Not his first scout. Yeah, his Eagle Warrior rather. And didn't Drush either. He's on the way to Feudal Age already, so should be going for either... well, given the timing of the barracks, it's not going to be men-at-arms, straight archers. He's done a bit of micro-walling, interesting walling in towards the town centre, keeping those Berryvilles safe. And now we see the massive walls coming up from Mistfield across the map as well. Wants to Drush FC, especially since he did win the Drush War. And now he can pressure his opponent J². Alright, just having a quick look at the chat. Gets a free hit in there for J², that's nice for him, but I think his opponent, Mistfield, is focusing more on walling up back at home, as well as trying to get into the woodline here from his opponent. He will be able to harass these villagers on the berries at the very least. On the other side, it seems like the scout's already coming out for El Quark, and we see Chill immediately walling off all of his villagers on the woodline. He's got his vills on the gold and the stone micro-walled in. Not the best in terms of efficiency, but keeping them nice and safe, and even the berry villagers now. I think been a bit of communication regarding those scouts. Someone must have seen them coming out, or perhaps knowing who his flanks are up against, he realizes that the pocket has gone for scouts with that faster uptime. And now the Drush starting to hit the woodline here from J². Looks like he did manage to lose one of the militia. Still has 2 alive as well as his scout. And just being a nuisance now. He's on the way to Feudal Age himself, and J² is still in Dark Age. What are you doing? He wants to Drush FC as well, but this is an interesting build. He's... what's going on? Alright, well, Mistfield's in a bit of trouble here with the scouts coming in from El Quark, starting to harass his villagers. He needs to micro-wall them in really quickly, and he's doing that right now on the gold. Gonna lose one of those villagers that was walling off towards the right-hand side of the map, but he should be able to wall off the rest of his economy just in time. Will lose the rest of his Drush probably fairly soon. He is quite distracted back at home, and it's more important for him to keep those villagers back at home safe, but the scouts are going to get in. He didn't manage to wall up fast enough, and now all those villagers going to be harassed by the scouts and potentially going to lose 1 or 2 more here. They're trapped. He needs to delete the palisade. Only 1 villager can attack at a time right now. So that's going to be 2 dead villagers for Mistfield. 2 dead already, maybe a 3rd as more and more scouts come in for Quark. What a horrendous start for him. 3 dead villagers, more and more scouts coming in. It's going to be a 4th soon. And he's dropping the blacksmith, he's dropping the archery range, but those palisades just getting in the way, and I'm not sure what he's thinking. Alright, so it's going to be 5 dead villagers. What a disaster for Mistfield there. He's not going to finish the blacksmith either. 5 dead villagers, a lot of idle time, and doesn't look like he's going to have the gold to click up either. They're really messing up his economy here by going for those scouts for Quark. Interesting that he chose not to go to the pocket just yet. I suppose he feels like he has the time, but now the pocket's had time to respond. Not that he would have been able to do much damage to Chill either way, given the fact that Chill walled off quite early. But he has managed to do a lot of damage to his flank's opponent, Mistfield. On the other side, yep, those going straight archers here from Philip HJS. A bit of a risky move from Minmi. It seems like he wanted to go Drush FC, but he didn't do quite enough damage with his FC to actually pull it off, and now his blacksmith is getting denied, which means he can't click up to Castle Age. So, not much of an FC going down for him. Looks like his Drush is still alive. Did absolutely nothing for him. Now going to run into some archers. I don't think he's going to get much here. Might get 1 or 2 depending on the micro. 1? Don't think he's going to get the 2nd. And El Quark just going to skip the pocket altogether, realizing that Chill is walled off and he can't really do too much there. Gonna have a quick look at his You can see the micro walls there, so that's why he's going straight to the other flank, and he's going to try and do some damage to Minmi's economy. There are quite a few villages here at the lumber camp on the right that are quite exposed, not walled in, and now Minmi's going to be wondering what the hell is going on, why the flank from the, well, the pocket rather, has scouts at him while his own opponent has archers attacking him as well. Not a great start for Team BoBo. Gonna very much come down to how much damage Chill can do, how much he can bring it back, since both of his flanks have taken so much damage from the scouts of the pocket. El Quark, it's going to be one more dead villagers. That's 6 villagers that El Quark has managed to kill with his scouts so far. Definitely worth it for their team. And lots of X's and pings coming out now as I assume El Quark communicating with his flank Philip HJS there. But Spearman out, one scout goes down, well, nice micro, another villager goes down for Minmi as well. Seems like it's quite laggy, a bit choppy right now. But this tower should at least keep his gold villagers safe for now. And he's making a few more spearmen, so he should be okay now. And Mistfield now getting the opportunity to complete his wall off back at home, but quite far behind. J Squared, despite being so delayed, is actually going to be up to Castle Age earlier than his opponent now, thanks to that harassment coming out from his pocket scouts. Now let's have a look at Chill back at home. He is now dropping the castle, so going to be making those plumed archers very soon. Interesting castle position. I think he's worried about the scouts from Quark coming in and denying or delaying his castle, so he's dropped it very close to the TC. It still covers his main gold pile a bit, so it could be better, but he's playing it nice and safe for now, and he's not walled off back at home either, so it's hurting you. Yeah. Quite painful to watch. Alright, so Quark still not on the way to Castle Age, and that's the price that he's paying for going for scouts. He's done a lot of damage. The question is, how much damage can Chill do now that he's gone up to Castle Age so much earlier, and Quark's going to be delayed, not going to have those knights out just yet. What is this flank going for? It looks like J Squared going for the Cav Archers. I'm seeing double archery range come out, second TC, third TC as well, going to have a really, really nice economy. Mistfield, on the other hand, well, with all of the damage that was done to his economy, not as great for him. He has double archery range as well, so we're going to see him go for crossbows in Castle Age. And the first plumed archers now out from Chill. What about the upgrades? No upgrades just yet from Quark. He is getting bloodlines and scale binding armor as he goes up to Castle Age now. And on the other side of the map, it looks like Minmi, well, clicking up to Castle Age earlier than his opponent, Philip HJS. I'm not sure if Philip HJS has managed to do enough damage. He's up to Castle Age later, despite the fact that Quark came in, killed 2 villagers from Minmi, forced him to make spearmen, and he was also able to delay the blacksmith. But going up to Castle Age later, well, he's got a lot of archers here, so let's see what he can do with that. And Minmi is going to have to retreat in terms of upgrades. He doesn't have the +1 archer armor just yet. What is he doing? He's going to lose his entire army here on the hill. And 2, 3, no, they're all dead. So Minmi losing his entire feudal age army as he goes up to Castle Age and not going to have those units to be able to upgrade. That's really unfortunate for him. The only good news, I think, is the fact that his base is semi-defensive. He's got those archery ranges and a tower, so plus the TC, so his wood line in the back should be relatively safe. Is now taking some stone to drop some extra town centers once he gets to Castle Age, since he was forced to drop that tower back at earlier on his gold mine. And what is Chill doing? He's fighting up against the Cav Archers. Both players only having... Nope, Chill has Bodkin Arrow already, and Cav Archers without bloodlines or Bodkin Arrow, not a great fight for J Squared to be taking there. Alright, so now we see Chill just chasing after those Cav Archers, seeing what he can do with his plumed archers. Looks like he didn't patrol. So losing a couple of plumed archers there for nothing. And he's only got 3 up against 5 Cav Archers now, still not microing them very much. What's he doing back at home? Not much. I'm not too sure what Chill is doing right now. Why he took that fight and why he wasn't patrolling in. Seems like a bit of a waste. Okay, so he was trying to harass the gold mining villagers there from El Quark, it seems, with his other plumed archers. Forgot about the plumed archers that were fighting J Squared and unfortunately lost that entire army. Now he's going to head to J Squared's base and see what he can find here. Pick up some villagers with some plumed archers if he can. And it looks like El Quark investing quite heavily into those Castle Age Knights. +2 armor and bloodlines done already. I'm going to slow the game down a little. It seems to be lagging a little bit, so make it go a little bit smoother. And Minmi now in Castle Age, looking to apply a bit of pressure against his opponent, who is definitely in a better position in terms of economy. Sending his Castle Age army forward, he's got Bodkin Arrow, +1 armor and crossbow upgrade complete. And in the meantime, dropping a town center on that forward wood line as well as the stone there, so you can get some more stone, drop his next TC, heading straight for the hill where Philip HJS is. Got to be careful here. He wants to be patrolling in, so his units attack automatically, and it does seem like he's patrolling. Philip HJS does not want to play here. Doesn't want to fight that. Not until he gets Castle Age upgrades completed. He is on the way to Castle Age, almost there in fact, and should be able to take this fight once he reaches Castle Age, even if Minmi camps on the hill. On the other side, it looks like J Squared not going to even try and attack his flank. Misfeel feels pretty comfortable just trying to harass Chill, who doesn't have full walls up, even though they're just palisades. Misfeel starting to boom it up a little bit. Second town center going down, no, third TC rather. Second one already down, and recovering a little bit here, it seems. So having a quick look at Vil count, while there's not too much action going on in the game. We have El Quark sitting on 41 villagers, 42 for Philip HJS, 71 villagers for J Squared. He is really booming pretty hard right now and has a really nice economy going back at home with the 3 TCs that have been up since the start of Castle Age. And on the other side for Minmi, 45 villagers, 51 for Misfeel, and 55 for Chill. So, Vil count, somewhat in favor of Team Black Forest. Most of it made up of J Squared. El Quark a little bit behind, but that's to be expected. He did go for those scouts, reach Castle Age later, and also went straight pretty heavy into those knight upgrades when he did reach Castle Age with the +2 armor. Right. So we see El Quark now with the 3rd TC up and running as well. So if I were El Quark right now, there are several ways I could play this. You can go, he's invested heavily into knights, but he did go Castle Age later, so he had the economy to do so as well as boom. And right now he should be focusing on booming for a bit, and then probably go full knights around the 20. Well, no, just before he expects Chill to hit Imp. It's a little delayed because he went Scouts, and Chill's going to be delayed going up to Imperial Age as well, it seems. 26 minutes, and he's getting Ballistics. And his pop, in terms of Vil count, is nowhere near enough to hit Imp anyway, or sustain production. 67's a little on the low side. I would say you can go Imp as Aztecs and still be relatively effective if you continue making villages while you go up. But for Mayans, maybe he wants to hit at least 10 more villages. 70 odd, 80 would be nice before he clicks up to Imperial Age. There's also a bit of lag in the game, so less efficiency all around. Gonna be slowed down for everyone. Misfeel finally deciding that he wants to do something with his army that's been camping back at home for a long time. Finally has fletching as well. That's nice. No, he didn't want to do anything with his army, he just wanted to drop a TC. Never mind. I'm not sure why he's not taking his main gold. That's kind of an interesting decision there for Misfeel. Getting Bodkin Arrow now as well. I thought he would just be straight booming into Imp and going for Mangadai. It seems very much like the sort of play that Chinese players like to go for. that really, really greedy, I'm gonna wall off, I'm gonna boom, and then I'm gonna go Imperial Age, and we can fight once I reach Imperial Age and have all the upgrades. Not too much action happening between Minmi and his opponent Philip HJS. It seems like Minmi lost his entire army at the front of Philip HJS's base while I was looking elsewhere, and is now transitioning into cav archers, but no bloodlines on those, so they're not that strong. He's got a defensive siege workshop back at home that he should probably consider making a mangonel or two from, and Chill's still trying to find something here with his army, but he's getting chased down by both J Squared as well as L Quark. I don't think he's going to find anything. In fact, he's probably going to get cornered here and lose that entire army. Looking up to Imperial Age now, so it's going to be quite a delayed Imperial Age. 3:10, so 31 minutes and 53 seconds should be when he reaches Imperial Age. As Pocket, you usually expect an earlier time than that from a Mayan Pocket. There's, yes, team color toggle, yes, but I don't really enjoy having friend foe colors on this early on in the game. If it gets really late in Imperial Age and the entire map is basically covered with units, then yes, I like to use friend foe colors then. But until then, I prefer just having the colors of the players shown. It makes it easier for me to tell who's doing what as well. Alright, so we see the crossbows from Philip HJS coming in behind the wood line from Minmi at the front, but the line of sight from the barracks giving Minmi enough warning. It's not like he's doing much else right now anyway, just running around with a couple of cav archers, and immediately moves those villagers on the wood line away from these crossbows and back to safety. He has a mangonel coming in to intercept these crossbows as well. Chill, what's he doing? Mangonel. It's a mangonel versus ranged units all around. Flips those crossbows, doesn't quite get a hit down. We see Philip HJS using a scatter formation for his crossbows. This is what you do when it lags too hard or you can't micro. Just make them scatter. Don't try for the fancy splits, it's not gonna work. Alright, on the other side it looks like... Oh, Miss Feel! Finally doing something with all those crossbows coming into the back of J Squared's base, along with Chill, and killing off so many villagers here from J Squared. Well, that's gonna hurt him quite a bit. It looks like J Squared was actually preparing to make that transition into the Imperial Age Paladin units so that his pocket, El Quark, could go for those Mangadai and start making that transition instead. But that's a lot of crossbows. I'm not sure that's enough plumed archers. Chill, almost in Imperial Age. He will be the first player in this game to reach Imperial Age. Don't think... just don't have enough. And that's just so much there from Quark coming in as well, and J Squared bringing the rest of his cav archers back home to deal with it now. But that had to be very annoying for him. You look at it, he had 2 TCs garrisoned up, forced to pull about 30 villagers there from working on the wood line as well as those gold piles, and they're gonna clean up that army from Misfield now. But now it's up to Chill. What is he going for? He's going for Eagle Warriors. He's realized that he can do a lot of damage to the very open economies of J Squared as well as El Quark, and also perhaps that he needs to buy a little bit of time for his allies. Neither Minmi nor Misfeel are quite ready to transition to Imperial Age and start fighting those big battles, so it's better for him to go for the raiding to delay their opponents as much as possible, rather than going for the longer Imperial Age sort of unit, which would be going for plumed archers. Less team fights if you like, so more raiding. Getting El Dorado, getting Chainmail, Elite Eagle Warrior already complete. Misfeel now on the way to Imperial Age, has a castle on top of the hill at the front of his base already, and that should keep those villagers mining the stone safe. I wouldn't take that fight, J Squared, especially with no armor upgrades on those cav archers. Okay, so Chill will lose the rest of these plumed archers. He's killed off quite a few more villagers, but by now his opponents should know exactly what unit he's going for. You look at the plumed archers, no bracer, he's not going for that unit. Racer would be the first upgrade that Chill went for if he was going for plumed archers in Imperial Age, and he also wouldn't throw them away like that. He'd be pressing forward with more castles, more siege workshops, and the plumed archers would be sitting back with the villagers, protecting them while he does that. Now J squared, going straight into knights. This is an interesting transition. I wasn't quite expecting him to go heavily into knights just yet, but I think this is in response to the fact that Chill is going for Eagle Warriors. He wants to stay alive somehow before he goes Imperial Age, and I'm seeing a lot of stables, so this must have been, the extra stables must have been a response to what Chill is going for, rather than the original plan. The original plan, no doubt, was for him to go Imperial Age and go Cavalier. Alright, we see Quark now getting coinage. So he's going to sling J squared? I mean, what is the plan here? On the other side, I mean, Amin Me is still behind his opponent, Philip HJS, in terms of economy and population. Not too sure, but these knights with +1/+1 and bloodlines should not be fighting against those elite Eagle Warriors with Eldorado and now +4 armor. Well, he's bringing his entire army in, and Chill is just spamming those Eagle Warriors right in. Once the knights go down, those Cav Archers aren't going to do much damage, if at all, to these Eagle Warriors. And it looks like J squared, yep, clicking up to Imperial Age, so definitely getting slung by El Quark. Now, needs to try and keep his knights alive. He wants to get to Imperial Age and upgrade them, but on the other hand, if he doesn't fight these Eagle Warriors, he's going to lose his entire economy really, really quickly. I don't think it's better to go Knight as Mongol Pocket. Yes, he did, but this is going to be interesting. So Chill going to mass up a little bit more with all those knights coming in from J squared. He wants to take good fights, doesn't want to waste those Eagle Warriors, and okay, so interesting. Not quite taking the fight yet. Massing it up, he should be able to take this fight now quite comfortably. And he's also got a few Eagle Warriors heading towards Quark's base to do a bit of harassment. Looks like he sent a couple of Eagle Warriors to clean up Philip HJS's army as well. And Philip HJS, by the way, is now fully walled. I'm assuming these were some quick panic walls because they look ugly as hell. And I can't imagine anyone walling like that without panicking. So he will be completely safe from the Eagle Warrior raids, but that leaves Quark and J squared still completely open. And Min Me now clicking up to Imperial Age. Look at this desperation from J squared. He's dropping a castle on his wood line with like 15 villages. Oh, this is not looking good for their team at all. Iron casting now on the way for Chill. He's just delaying the opponents so much right now. Look at all the Eagle Warriors. They're just streaming in non-stop. And we even see markets going up now for Team BoBo, it seems. I'm seeing an X in the corner from Aminmi. So they want to take 3 corners for their trade, or why not when you have map control? And here come the Mangudai from his ally, Miss Field. Already massed up quite a decent number of Mangudai, missing the elite upgrade, but seems to have bloodlines and every single other upgrade so far already. And elite Mangudai on the way now as well. This looks really, really bad for Team Black Forest all of a sudden. Miss Field, untouched since Feudal Age, now makes a comeback. The Mongol player is in the game. Chill has managed to delay their opponents by more than enough for the Mongol player to completely fully boom and get all the upgrades he needs. Such a good position for Team BoBo all of a sudden. Philip HJS not in a terrible position, but he's definitely not in the position to take on a fully boomed Mongol player, plus another Mayan player as well. El Quark not out of the game, but he was slinging, and once J squared gets cleaned up, which will be very, very soon, we're going to see a lot more equals in Quark's base, and that transition to lead Mangudai is not that fast. So, very concerning for Team Black Forest. Look at J squared dropping extra town centers. He's just dropping stuff everywhere to try and protect these villages. His population is dropping. It's not looking too terrible just yet, but I'm pretty sure that Chill is going to turn his focus to El Quark fairly soon, and Miss Field can more than handle J squared on his own. is now dropping a forward castle. I mean, Cavalier on the way for J squared, but it feels like too little too late, and Misfield actually gonna head straight for the pocket, it seems. El Quack in trouble with about 15 elite Mangudai heading towards his base. That's not 15, that's like 16. Anyway. I mean, I'm not too sure what the plan is for Team Black Forest. Even a Min-Me in Imperial, well, almost in Imperial Age rather, and making that transition to eventually Paladins. Already making those knights, massing up the stables as well. And now we can see the Eagle Warriors heading to Quark's base. He's dropping a castle in between two TCs just to protect some of that economy. The Mangudai coming in as well. J squared is really not really there anymore. He's lost a lot of economy. He's going to lose some more TCs. I mean, if you look at it, there's just this clear patch in the middle of his base that got wiped out. Looks like Philip HS did want to set up trade in that corner that Min-Me has claimed. Not going to happen, unfortunately, for him. And he's sending some plumed archers across the map to try and help out now. Elite plumed archers with bracer and +2 armor complete. Ring archer armor on the way. He's got to mass them up though, especially with those elite Mangudai as well in play there from Misfield. Like I said, even if he remains untouched, he's soon going to have to worry about a Min-Me as well, who's now in Imperial Age, getting Cavalier upgrade, getting all of the upgrades that he needs, husbandry, conscription on the way rather, and Chill actually slinging a Min-Me food as well. El Quark looks like he's starting to make that transition. I see him getting Parthian tactics as well as conscription, but it's still going to take quite some time for him to mass it up. And having a quick look at the military numbers, and the fact that obviously he's getting harassed and raided all over the place at the same time, and J squared is completely out of the game, doesn't help. But having a quick look at military numbers, Misfield has 33 military out on the field now. Should be getting more really soon, getting Siege Ram as well. And I'm surprised he's not massing those Mangudai up a little bit faster. Suppose he was saving up some resources. Sure what for, but with Siege Ram now complete, he's going to just take down the rest of J squared's base so quickly. Look at these Eagle Warriors. That's actually quite nice to watch, because they're mostly attacking at the same time. Nice synchronicity there. But J squared, all of his villages basically centered here around that single castle, the only refuge left. He's got no economy anywhere else. And the siege rams are going to take that castle down fairly soon. I'm surprised he didn't even run. Chill though, throwing away quite a few of his elite Eagle Warriors under these two castles, as well as the elite plumed archers now fully upgraded from Philip HJS. Probably time for him to consider making that transition and going for plumed archers, since Min-Me as well as Misfield, both in Imperial Age, fully boomed and ready to start pushing their opponents. I mean, Misfield doesn't really need to push his opponent's dead, but let's see. He going to make that transition? Nope, okay, J squared actually just gonna call the GG. Alright, so he had a few villages left, but it looks like Team Black Forest just going to call the GG. I think that's also because Min-Me was starting to push on the right-hand side there against Philip HJS, who had most of his army up front, trying to help out El Quark. But like I said earlier, that elite Mangudai transition just coming in too late, too slow for El Quark, and Team Black Forest is going to call it. Alright, so MVP goes to Chill for Team BoBo, and to J squared for Team Black Forest. I think it very much was, well, the tide turned when Chill went for the elite Eagle Warriors rather than going for the slower, you know, plumed archer safe push. Managed to do so much damage, delayed two players a lot, forced Philip HJS to wall up, and bought his flanks a lot of time. Alright, so largest army 79, that's a lot of elite Eagle Warriors fully upgraded with El Dorado. Misfield had 46, and, well, Min-Me had 40, only 16 for El Quark. That slow transition really hurting the team in the end. 40 for Philip HJS and 40 for J squared. Economy-wise, well, How much did they actually sling? Oh, Quark actually never slung J squared. Alright, that's interesting. Swear I thought he was gonna sling. And Amin Me had 4 relics as well. Well, that's planning for the long run. That takes it to 1-0 in favor of Team BoBo.